Today we're going to talk about pixel art, more specifically pixel art for Pygame. When we started working on Fire Me, I Insist, we knew that we needed several pieces of artwork: the evidence, the characters, and also the rooms. In an ideal world, you would potentially get one person to do all of the artwork, knowing all of the specifications of the various pieces that you needed to put into the game. However, working as two developers, with one of those developers' experiences being limited to this awful drawing of what is meant to be a fox when they were 4 years old, and later going on to make photoshops of your friend's parents in various different sexual situations, doesn't exactly fill you with hope with what creative and artistic output this person is going to have. So between the two of us, we decided to separate the artwork, with James doing the rooms and the evidence, as the two of these would be interlinked within the coding structure, and James was managing all of the coding side of the game at this time. This then left me with the characters to do, which also worked as I had been doing a large amount of the dialogue for the various characters and had already made an image in my head of what these degenerates looked like. So I made my first draft of all the different characters that were going to be in the game, and they turned out okay, not too bad. However, I wasn't really happy with them as the final product. So after speaking to somebody who was a bit more versed with artwork and looking at several reference images on the internet, I came back and started to redo these characters with a bit more fine-tuning. One of the benefits of working with pixel art is that you know you are limited to blocks of colours. So when it came to shading and adding some of the face details, after having those reference images, it was a lot easier to mimic shadows and where light would be coming onto characters and apply this to all of them. One thing I also struggled with was getting the eyes right on the characters. If you'd have asked me 10 months ago how to do eyes on a pixel art character, it would have most likely ended up looking exactly like a Minecraft skin with one block for the pupil, and that's it. However, after having the reference images and template faces to work from, it became a lot easier to visualize the eyes, with maybe one or two having a bit more of a major makeover compared to the rest. And that's pretty much it. Some of the characters were detailed a little bit differently due to their characters and who they are. We also used Pixel Art Studio free, which is on the Microsoft Store for free, which was extremely helpful and quite easy to use, to be entirely honest. Besides one or two minor issues with not being able to open two windows at once, and therefore meaning you had to export the image into a PNG or JPEG before you could use it as a reference for the next character that you were working on at the same time, it's been an extremely easy tool that's also made it quite easy to animate as well, having the same features all within that app. If you found a better tool for making pixel art creations and animating them at the same time, please do leave a comment down below. It'd be quite interesting to hear if there are better ways that we could have worked. James started off by making one or two reference rooms so he knew what style he was working from, and also this allowed him to plug it into the game as soon as possible and start making sure that all the various different assets were working in combination correctly. After the dialogue was finished, I was able to give James a bit of insight into different things that the characters might mention that needed to go into the rooms. And after this, it was a slow and steady progression of completing each room, putting it into the game, and then adding the evidence at the same time, so it was all neatly tied up. This past week has been primarily spent on coding and making sure that various functions within the game works, and we now essentially have all of the characters in the game and 99% of the evidence. We will hopefully be sharing a trailer with you very shortly, but please like, subscribe and comment, whatever you feel like doing, for more tips on creating games with Pygame, or for more information on Fire Me, I Insist before it launches. I have been Beppis, and thank you for watching.